Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to the first out of 3 episodes in this short little infomercial thing that I'm doing called Joe's Perfect Haircut System. I know it might sound just a little bit arrogant, but if you follow these steps, then you should be a-okay for every haircut that you're gonna get from now until you're like 150. If you live that long. Like I said, this is the first of 3 parts. Altogether we have how to prep for a haircut, how to select a barber slash hairdresser, and how to communicate with your barber slash hairdresser in order to get the best cut possible. In this video, we're doing how to prepare for your haircut. So I've got a few different tips that I'm gonna go over with you right now. So the first tip is understanding your face shape. This is very important. If you have noticeable bone structure, then you tend to have a few more options when it comes to different hairstyles. Generally, people with either square face shapes, triangle shapes, or diamond shapes can pull off the undercut the easiest. Or not even being as specific as the undercut, people with these face shapes can generally have their hair shorter on the sides and back compared to people with different face shapes than those that I've mentioned. And this is basically because of that bone structure. When you cut your hair shorter on the sides and back, it really defines that it really defines your face shape even more than if you had a more rounder face shape. One thing that you need to keep in mind is that the shorter that you go on the sides and the back, the longer you're making your overall face look from top to bottom. And using myself as an example, you can see right now my hair has grown out quite a bit. It's nearly 2 inches long on the sides, and it makes my face look just a little bit more rounder compared to this picture where my hair is a lot shorter on the sides. So that's just an example. Now if your face is slightly more rounded or more oval, then your hairstyling options may be a little bit more limited than those of a different face shape. If you want to experiment with shorter sides, my advice would be just get a little bit cut off at a time and keep going shorter and shorter until you're happy with the length, rather than just going straight in with like a #1 clippers. Also, if your face is slightly more round, then hairstyles with volume tend to even that out a bit, because the contrast with the volume matched with the roundness, that usually looks fairly good, rather than having just a hairstyle that goes down. That usually accentuates the overall roundness. So a bit of volume is probably going to do you a little bit of good. So yeah, first tip is just knowing your face shape. If you want a more detailed explanation, check out this video. Just type this into YouTube and a video will come up with Aaron Marino. He does a great job of explaining different face shapes, so you'll be able to figure out exactly what yours is if you're not sure. So now the next tip is understanding your hair texture, and this is really important so that you don't go into the salon with high expectations to achieve something that your hair just won't be able to achieve. Your hair texture plays a key role in determining the kind of hairstyles that you're able to pull off. For example, if you have really wavy or really curly hair, then you can't expect to leave your new haircut having a super straight, slick back, because it's just not going to happen. It is important to have realistic expectations as to what is possible to have done to your hair when you go in for a cut. Looking at the other end of the spectrum, if you have very fine or very thin hair, then it might be hard for you to pull off styles with a lot of volume compared to people with wavier or with thicker hair. So it's just about knowing your hair type and knowing what is actually possible to achieve. And finally, one of the best ways to prepare for a haircut is just to have a visual aid for your stylist to see. Whether it's a photo of someone who has the haircut that you want to replicate, or even a video, really helps to put everything into perspective, because you can spend a lot of time explaining. As soon as you show a visual aid, it's just really helpful for your stylist to know exactly what you're trying to go for. So those are a few points for you guys on how to prepare for your haircut. In the next video, I will tell you how to select a hairdresser or a barber, someone who's going to actually do the work and get your haircut going. See you in the next video.